What are people asking for right now? What's coming up next? So, how do you see things moving forward with other use cases? What are your customers or your teams telling you?
Yeah.
Through Link 2 or when we talk, we catch up regularly, after all. Where do you see things heading first? Probably.
So a lot of customers right now are mainly still in the process of finding their way into the cloud. For many customers, that's the next step. There are only a few customers who have already established the cloud for themselves. That means the next big topic will definitely be introducing the cloud and tackling integration using the integration suite. Anyone who is still using a PI or PO right now will have to switch in the future, either to the integration suite or to a non-SAP solution in that area. And a lot of customers are currently thinking about how to handle application development. SAP has been promoting the topic of clean core for years now. So how do I implement clean extensions under SAP S/4HANA in the future? And in many cases, I simply can't get around using BTP. If you imagine, on the left side, I have my self-hosted SAP S/4HANA, where I can basically do whatever I want, just like always. On the other side, there's an SAP/4HANA Cloud Public Edition. There, I'm really restricted when it comes to development and extensions. And if I'm working on the right side, I just can't avoid using BTP when it comes to implementing extensions. That means application development is a topic that, at least right now, I see being requested very often, and it's also a major focus for customers and companies.
Yeah. In the end, as you mentioned at the beginning, this matches exactly with what we see in practice. So it's not just in theory, but that's really how it's done. And that's how it shows up in the market. So that means we've basically already understood why hardly any company now or in the near future can get around using BTP. That's how it is. So, from what we've heard from you so far, it seems to me it's not a question of if, but rather how.
Yeah,
That's exactly the point. Yeah. Sorry, but you wanted to add something.
no, that's exactly right. In some areas, I simply can't avoid using SAP BT, and in other aspects, I have to consider, do I want to handle integration through SAP using the integration suite, or do I want to go with a non-SAP solution? That's something I have to think about in many cases or many areas. Integration, analytics, those are areas where I have to think about which path I want to take. And these are decisions that companies will have to make in the coming years, and we're happy to help with that.
But that was just what came to mind right now. Yeah. So, how do customers actually get help? In the end, the help is right here. Yeah. And not just Link 2 and us, but many others as well. But of course, feel free to reach out anytime because it's obvious that you know what you're talking about when it comes to BTP. And that's why I'm so glad we got to talk about it.
Yeah,
I learned quite a bit again, things I hadn't really thought through the way you just explained them. I found it really enlightening, and I hope the listeners did too. I think, if I understood you correctly, this is going to continue. You and your teams are there, you're ready for the workshops, and then it's the beginning of a journey.
yeah,
That's right.
you could say it that way.
That's right. So, in short, how do customers get help? Through Ike Bergman and Link 2 and your whole team. And of course, we'll keep working together as well.
Yeah, of course.
So, thank you very much, Ike, for your time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm looking forward to learning more about it, and if the topics or individual issues get really deep, we'll have a separate conversation about them.
Yep.
Analytics Cloud, for example, we already mentioned earlier.
There are a lot of areas you can dive deeper into that we've only touched on briefly here. So, absolutely, I'd be happy to.
We're happy to help. I'm looking forward to next time. Wishing you and all of us continued success. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on Advist Academy Meets. Today with Eike Bergmann on SAP BTP.
Thank you.